Okay. First, at some point in the inspection, I like to say thank you, dear client, for your trust and your business. Those things mean the world to my family and I. And we certainly do appreciate that. And I just wanted to say thank you. Now, I'm a home inspector. I'm not an engineer. However, I use engineering equipment. It doesn't make me an engineer. It makes me a measurer. I measure the floor height elevation differentials. And I'm not calculating slope like an engineer would. I don't perform engineering. I'm not doing specs or tolerances. I'm using guidelines. And a couple of the guidelines that I use are no more than 1 inch of floor height elevation differential within 20 feet and no more than 2 inches of floor height elevation differential overall. And I did measure this floor and I did not get 1 inch, not even 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. So in fact, what did I get here? Maybe I can come up with some numbers. And this is a good time to do it because the home's new. There's no floor covering. And I got 0.6 inches. So later, should a need arise that you need an engineer out here because we're talking about foundation performance and stuff, an engineer will come out and what they typically say is, I wasn't here when it was built. I can't tell you how as built. So, I could just tell you what we have now. And of course they're pretty good with the information that they do have. So, but they always like to qualify that because, they are limited. And, but and hopefully you won't have to call an engineer out. Hopefully there won't be a dispute. Hopefully we won't, hopefully those things do not happen. But should that happen, you can tell the engineer, you say, look, there wasn't 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. You could tell them 0.6, but I didn't measure every single corner, nook, and cranny. But it's reasonable to assume that there's not 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. In fact, there's probably not more than 0.6 inches because I did make a diligent effort. I did. So you've got this video and where I explain what I am and who I am and what I did. I used a zip CompuLevel to measure that. Speaking of levels, I have a 6-foot stick here. I measured this step right here and it's 7.5 inches. And if you put the floor covering on the steps and on the floor, you're still not going to beat 7 3/4 inches. But that's the first step. So what we're looking at is beyond that. And so what we want is more than a 32nd of an inch difference in the steps. And we've got, and we got to measure it, right? I do anyway. So let's just take this over here. So, I've got about a 1/4 of an inch. About a 1/4 of an inch right in these steps right here. Yeah, I like this stick because it makes short order of all this measuring. And again, we always get a couple. Is that going to average out? I don't know that. Let's try these. Ooh-wee, those are some good ones right there. That's some good ones right there. Man. It's about 1/2 inch differential.